The art of selling, the non-pushy approach. Today, we'll talk about sales, the number one skill you have to be successful as an entrepreneur and to position yourself as a leader in your field. It's also the topic that people suffer with the most. So we'll take a look at today at why people hate sales, and I'll get into the non-salesy, the non-pushy approach. Now, you probably don't realize how much selling you already do in your day-to-day life. For example, getting your kids to go to bed on time, that's selling. Getting your spouse to fill the gas tank on the way home from work, sales job. Getting the neighbor to move his car that's blocking your driveway, that's sales. So sales is just about influencing someone else's behavior. When we say words like influencing or persuading, people often think manipulation, and sales has nothing to do with manipulation. Sales is about service. But you don't like sales because it reminds you of the time you were sold to. You don't even remember the times you were sold to when the person treated the sale as a service. How about the time when the waitress kindly suggested an appetizer to pair with the wine you just ordered? You don't remember that as a sale, but it was. Think about it for a second. Say you're a fitness trainer and you don't ask for the sale. And the client is overweight, they have high blood pressure, they're depressed because they don't feel good about the way they look. And you have the solution to that problem. Now, if you let that person end another year wallowing in self-loathe and disappointment because you didn't want to ask for the sale, how selfish you are. The point here is that the person will continue to suffer until they make a decision to make a change. So whether it's with you, with the competition, or on their own, you want to move them closer to getting that change for themselves. See, here's the main reframe on sales, and you gotta get this. Your business is not about you. It's about solving real problems for your client. If you do not solve a problem, you have no business being in business in the first place. So it's super important to get clear on what the problem you solve for your client is in the first place. When we talk about pain points, take a look at where your client's really suffering. So the example of the fitness trainer, everyone can easily understand. But let's take a look at an executive consulting example, since most of my audience are consultants. Let's say that your client works for a corporation in HR, specifically with personnel development, and you sell executive training programs. What are the problems that corporate HR person is facing? Maybe they feel like they're just ticking the boxes and not seeing real changes in the staff's behavior. Maybe they feel like they're completely left out of strategic decision-making when they're the ones molding the skills of the company's human capital. Maybe they've been asked to show the impact of their work in terms of tangible financial results, and they don't know how to measure it. So once we get clear on the problem that we're solving for and how it impacts them, then we can start to look at ways to serve them. Remember what I said before. Your business is not about you. It's about the client. This HR executive in the example will continue to have the same problem until they hire you or someone else. So if they've been tasked with measuring the impact of their training programs in terms of financial results, and they don't know how to do that, eventually they're not going to get their bonus, which means that they're not taking their kids on vacation. They may even get fired. Why, if you have the solution, would you continue to let people suffer? Not asking for the sale is in service to no one. So, how do you know what problems they have? How about if you call them and ask them? You can just say, hey, keep finding some repeated challenges our clients are facing, and I'd like to get your take so we can look at building the right solutions. Can I give you a 15-minute call just to ask some questions and hear some of the main challenges you're facing? And respect the nature of that call and the 15 minutes. Make the call about listening, not about talking. And if they would ask you about engaging you, just say, we can set up a call to discuss that, but my true intention today is to listen to you. Set up that sales call, but do not sell to them on a discovery call. Now, getting back to the issue of feeling pushy, the only difference between manipulation and service is your intention. This is one that really gets me going because I know a lot of people who would start a sales meeting with the intention of making the sale or closing the deal. If that's your intention, then it's manipulation. It is not service and it is not sales. You have to make the sale not about you. You have to make it about your client, about them achieving their goal. So ask yourself, are you selling your client on a product or on the possibility of achieving their dream outcome? If it's all about your product, then it will feel salesy to them. So the best intention from my standpoint for a sales call is to get the client to make a decision. The decision's about them. Do they want to move forward with a change that will relieve stress, bring them more focus, more notoriety in their organization, that will position them as a leader, that will help them feel that they're making a difference? That is the decision they make during the sales call. And if they decide to move forward with someone else as a result of a call with you, then they have made a decision which was your intention. So how do we communicate the value of our services in a way that they understand clearly that it will help them achieve their goal? There are 4 things to focus on when selling to a client to help them make the best decision for them. First is getting clear on what my client Pilar Bush calls the widow. What is the dream outcome? What do they want to achieve in the area of your services? If you could wave a magic wand and remove all the main obstacles, what would it look like to achieve their goal? Second, help them see how hiring you helps increase the likelihood of them achieving their goal. If they could have done it on their own, they probably would have by now. So help them on that call or in that meeting to see how they can deal with those obstacles. The third is to help them get clear that by using your services, they will achieve it quicker than if they set out on their own. So, for example, if you have a 90-day staff training program to get corporations tangible results from their ESG policy, then ask them how long they've been trying to achieve it. Find out how long it will take them on their own. And then let them know that they're just 1 quarter away from achieving the result with you. In their next quarterly management discussion and analysis report, they could actually be the highlight, since they're the one who made the most significant progress because you complete this program in 90 days. The fourth is making sure you're actually making it easier on them by working with you. So for example, if doing it on their own or working with a competitor of yours would mean that they're going to have to dedicate 20 hours per week to the project, then structure your engagement so they only have to dedicate 10. Offer to write a synopsis of the project, of the rollout details, so they can present it to their executive committee. Offer to write the emails that they'll have to send to management throughout their organization to get their staff booked to participate in the all-hands meeting. Yes, you will price for those things, but the idea is to show them how much easier it will be working with you than working on their own or with someone else. Now, if you're effective in your sales call, they actually will become more likely to achieve their goal just by having the call with you. Think of it this way. The person who wins on a sales call is the person who cares most about the prospect. That's worth repeating. The person who wins on the sales call is the person who cares most about the prospect. So if you care most about the prospect, then no one loses. Now, like I said before, your business is not about you, which means the sale is not about you either. So if they say no, and they've decided that no is the best choice for them, don't ever take that personally. This is the number one thing I see people get caught up on when they start selling their own services, is that they take no to mean something about them. No could mean not now, not necessarily not ever. So if you have something to give them that will get them a little closer, then offer it up for free. For example, I have a video on my YouTube channel where I cover the 3 metrics that matter for reporting the results of your corporate training programs. I'd love to send that to you to get you a little closer. Would you mind if I send it by email? The final thing I'll say on sales is if you're getting a lot of no's, you may have a problem with your messaging that's attracting non-ideal clients. But there's one more thing that could be happening. So review this. Often, no doesn't mean that they don't trust you can help them. It often means they don't trust themselves. So if you detect this is the case, on your call, help them build a way to trust themselves. You can offer to help them build a plan so that they're able to move forward towards their goal. To summarize, today I talked about sales as a service, as being the way out for your client to a situation that's problematic for them, that's tormenting them, or that's keeping them from achieving their goals. Sales is about helping them make a decision. It will help them overcome obstacles that are affecting other areas of their life and get them closer to their goal and quicker. The sale is not about you, it's about your client. So the key is listening. The one who cares most about the client is the one who wins, which means that if you care more about them than they do, no one loses. Business is about creating real, tangible value. If you still feel icky about it, maybe you're not doing that. Maybe you're not creating something valuable enough. If you want to know how to take your same product or service and make it more valuable for your clients, keep listening because I will walk you through that in the coming episodes. I'm Melissa Marchand, grateful to support you with tactics that work for selling your services. And if you know someone else who can benefit from this, please share the episode.